all. This is Yvonne Cecil from the AJC Dining Team. I'm here with Anna Gaddy, the owner of Doughnut Dollies, along with her husband, Chris. They are featured in a MyAJC story that is live on myajc.com/food on some of our favorite places to get donuts in Atlanta. We are in Marietta, and what is your exact address here?
724 Cherokee Street.
Okay, great. And when did you guys open?
Doughnut Dollies is just 2 years old. It's 2 years in November.
Okay, great. And we can see, obviously, you're dressed a little bit like Rosie the Riveter. We kind of have like a World War II medical thing going on here. Can you talk a little bit about where you came up with the name for the store? Because that's kind of connected to the aesthetic here, right?
Yeah, sure. So when we were in the planning stages of Doughnut Dollies, I actually tasked my late sister-in-law, Jane, to help us find a name, and she came across articles about the Doughnut Dollies. And what the Doughnut Dollies did was they were an organization that came out of the Red Cross, and they were in charge of recreation and refreshment, and they volunteered to go serve the troops food and entertainment, games, talking. Just their motto was a taste of home, and so we really loved what that said about food and its connection to everyone. So we loved the look of it, we loved what it meant, and it was immediately what we wanted.
Great. All right, so you have a lot of interesting flavors.
Yeah, we've got a few left.
Things. Yeah, I know we're at the end of your day here, so you're out of a few things, but can you talk about a couple of your more popular flavors? You do have a couple of seasonal things going on, right, that switch out.
Yeah, we switch everything fall, winter, and spring, summer. So right now we're still in the fall, winter phase, and we have our sweet potato fluff. The sweet potato is a sweet potato brioche, which is a rich dough, and then it's filled with a homemade marshmallow fluff and coated in cinnamon sugar. Another seasonal that we have right now is our sugared grapefruit, and that has a grapefruit sugar and a grapefruit filling.
And how about a couple things that are on the menu pretty consistently?
Something that we have all the time is our red velvet. This is a favorite. This will never go away. It's a cake donut. So we have cake donuts and we have yeast donuts here, and we have quite a selection. But that is a favorite. It's cream cheese icing on top. And then another favorite is a strawberry right here. This is a strawberry cream cheese. So that is our brioche donut, which is a yeast dough, and it's cream cheese, strawberry icing with a strawberry milk crumb.
All right. Sounds delicious. All right, so we are actually going to go back to the kitchen, and we're going to learn how you guys actually make one of your, or a couple of your donuts, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's head back.
All right.
And if anybody has any questions, pop them in the comments. We'll get them answered. Just to remind everybody who might be just tuning in, we are at Doughnut Dollies in Marietta, and we are going to go through the donut making process and see how it all works.
So we actually are not super early. We usually get here around 4.
That's pretty early.
when Chris and I first started, we really didn't know the ins and outs of the donut making process, so we were here at midnight.
Wow.
So that 4 o'clock is like a cakewalk.
Okay. All right. So can you talk a little bit about the dough? What kind of dough is this?
It's a brioche, so that's a rich dough, and it has butter and milk and eggs, obviously yeast, and as I said, it was 24-hour, so this proofs overnight, and now it's nice and pliable. So we roll it out, and then everything is rolled by hand, cut by hand.
Okay. And so you have obviously a form that shapes the donuts.
We have our hand cutters.
Okay.
And we make this kind, which is a ring. We also make our Bismarcks, which will be our filled donuts.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a few of those. Right, and then take these over here. We're going to go on this special rack that fits in our fryer. So we just place them with enough time to proof. This is going to now go into our proofer, and at least an hour this will proof.
And for those who might not be familiar with the term proofing, what exactly does that mean?
This is a temperature and humidity controlled box that will allow the yeast, because it was cold, the yeast has been a little dormant. So it's going to allow the yeast to come alive and poof it up.
Poof it up.
So that you get all the nice gas in your bread.
So those are some letters to see, right? Spell out Dollies.
And there's a reason why we put some of them backwards.
Okay.
So Mallory's going to fry that one, and then I will bring this over here. We've got one already proofed for you. So like I said, that takes about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay. And you could tell those are obviously a lot poofier than
Yes.
the ones that you just got.
The ones that I just
So those
put
had
in.
time to proof.
Yeah.
Right.
And now our cake donuts, we don't proof them. They're not a yeast dough. We do make them the night before, and then those sit in the cooler as well. And we roll those out and fry them. So we've got a few different kinds of doughs to work with.
Alrighty.
So I will show you over here. This is going to just hang out for a minute. And then over here, Mallory is going to give them just enough time on each side.
And to remind anybody who's just tuning in, we are live at Doughnut Dollies in Marietta. We're watching the donut making process. They were featured in this story that's live on myajc.com/food on some of our favorite places to get donuts in Atlanta, so go check that out. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and we'll get them answered.
And these ABC donuts, we can spell anything. So people call in all the time with special requests. Happy birthday, obviously, is a big one. You know, we've gotten all kinds of requests for this. And you can choose any flavor that we have on the menu for the letters.
How many donuts do you make a day, like normal?
It depends on the day of the week, but usually it's pretty close to from 700 to 1,000.
Wow. So are those just, what are you using to turn those over?
I don't know if this is anything specific. I think this might be a specific donut turning tool. It looks like a drumstick to me.
That's what I was thinking too.
And we have one question from our viewer wanting to know how much the donuts cost. Rebecca and Moore wants to know.
They're all individually priced. So anywhere from $1.50 to $3.25. And it just depends on what's in them and what's on them. Now, I'm going to show you our dolly, which is our signature donut. And you have to work with it while it's really hot. So I pick it straight up from there and into some sugar. This is just granulated sugar. And it has to be hot because I need that to stick on there. This is going to be a creme brulee filled donut. So first, we brulee the top. But we want to do this twice. So you get a nice crust that you can brulee with your torch. And my fingers are asbestos, really. So I can't feel that. All right. And then we have our torch here. Just want it to be nice and brown. And brulee means burnt, so I don't mind when there's little specks of brown there.
Is this the most fun one to make?
It is fun, yeah. It's definitely my favorite in terms of flavor.
And anytime you get to play with a blowtorch around food, that's kind of fun, right?
Right. This is what I shop at the Home Depot for.
Right.
And that's about the only time I go to the Home Depot. Alright, and then when that cools, we will fill it with the creme brulee. Alright, so this is going to go over here, and on the other side, we have where we do our decorating. So Bree is decorating our letters, and like I said, it could be anything that you want. And if you ask for an assortment, we just make it look good and do some fun flavors for
So you can kind of request.
You can, yeah. You could
flavors.
request anything off of the menu. And then over here, this is our Sweet Jane. So this is named after my sister-in-law, and it was her favorite type of donut, and it's just a brioche ring with a vanilla bean buttercream. And we overfill that because that's the point of it. It's over the top.
And it's
So we
so
just
pretty too.
It is, yeah. It's very pretty. This one is a staple. This will always be here.
Okay.
We just let our brioche cool, and then we toss it in the powdered sugar, cut it open, kind of Pakistan style, and just fill it as much as we can. It's going to be a rotating thing, but this is our first of the YOLO donuts. This is the buttered popcorn.
Wow.
So we take a sour cream cake donut, and while it's still super hot, we glaze it with butter and brown sugar and salt. So it really soaks down in there. And then it's got a butter icing and a house-made kettle corn.
Wow. So YOLO, this is just like treat yourself type of donuts.
Exactly.
Be
It's like,
overindulgent.
why not? If
Right.
you're gonna have a donut,
Yes.
that's what you should do. This is our cereal bowl. This one also is really fun. The kids love this one, but not just the kids. And it is the brioche ring, and then it's got a cereal milk. And this is our hibiscus, which is also seasonal. So in the spring, summer, this one will be gone. But it is icing made from a hibiscus flower, and then a candied hibiscus and hibiscus sugar. And our matcha green tea is also a seasonal. We have a tea donut that changes. So in the summertime, we might have a sweet tea.
So there's always going to be a tea donut
Yes.
though on the menu.